All right, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, fam, as we keep this thing moving and grooving. Here's the next article coming up for you guys. We're talking about Ja'Lynn Polk. Shout out NOLA.com. They talk about this during the 7-on-7 period, that Ja'Lynn Polk, the wide receiver that the New Orleans Saints picked up, right, last year and gave up, what was it? I think they'll mention it in the article, a late draft pick to get Ja'Lynn Polk, a wide receiver that was hurt all year, which Kellen Moore showed some patience because he got this guy. This guy's not a 40-40 guy. He's probably the slowest wide receiver we have in terms of 40 time, but he doesn't look slow on film. Very productive, catches all. He's a really tough catcher of the ball. You could play him all over the place, and he's a talented player. And Kellen Moore, seen this, offered a late draft pick to get a second-round player who was injured last year. So they want to see what he can do. All of that while drafting 3 wide receivers in the draft who obviously going to make the team because you're not going to subject them to the waiver wire. And now Saints could have 6 wide receivers to start the active, the 53-man roster off. Of course, you're going to have practice squad guys. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the guys that make it on the 53. Could be 6 guys. Never can tell. NOLA.com says Saints quarterback Tyler Shuck dropped back, surveyed the field, and ripped throw toward the right hash to an open receiver. Not Olave, who was not present at the 7-on-7 drills at the OTAs, the third phase that passed last weekend. Nor was it Jordyn Tyson who was there, but not participating on the team eases him into irregular on-field work after he's injured his hamstring during the final college season. So Ted Rath is taking it easy with our rookies, kind of working them up until the time comes. Instead, it was the man who hadn't played ball in a year hauling it in, Mr. Ja'Lynn Polk, wearing number 13 as old Mike Thomas's number, had beaten the coverages easily and made the play for a big gain. It was just friendly, said Polk, describing a throw from receiver's perspective, seeing the ball in the air. That was awesome. It had been a long time coming, too. Polk represents an interesting project for a team that has revamped its cast of offensive playmakers in the past 9 months. Once a highly touted prospect coming out of the University of Washington, Polk struggled in his 24th rookie season with the Patriots, then missed all of last season with a shoulder injury that required surgery. New England effectively gave up on Polk, sending him in the final 3 years of his inexpensive rookie contract plus a future 7-round pick to the Saints in exchange for a 6-round pick. Now, that was interesting because Polk missed out on the Patriot championship run. They didn't get it, but they got there. So he missed out on that. Hopefully he won't miss out on the next one coming. He was one of 3 young receivers the Saints acquired last season, with others being Divine Vele by trade and Trey Palmer via waiver, since New Orleans has continued to fortify its offense. It has drafted receivers Jordyn Tyson, Bryce Lance, along with tight end Oscar Delp, and signed high-profile free agents such as running back Travis Etienne and guard David Edwards, not to mention wide receiver Barian Brown, who was added from LSU as a return man in that room. Though he's been with the team since September while rehabbing his injury, Polk is part of the equation. It had been a long time since he's been able to make a play like he did in practice Wednesday, but he said the hunger never left. While he endured the disappointments of the first 2 years, and while there's a lot of competition for the football in New Orleans as things currently stand, Polk is at best the 4th or 5th in the offensive pecking order. He sees this as a positive. So is he 4th or 5th? I don't even know that much in so far as that concerned. 4th or 5th? I don't know about no 4th or 5th. I would say he probably 6th. If you think about it, if you have Chris Olave, obviously Chris Olave, Jordyn Tyson, Divine Vele is 1, 2, 3. Bryce Lance is 4. 5 is Barian Brown. 6 could be Polk. I don't see him right now, even though he's a rookie too. Insofar as him stepping in there alone with it, learning the plays. Now he ain't been, playing or nothing. He's been exposed to the playbook. So from a scheme standpoint, in terms of just holding the clipboard and looking, he might be picking up mental reps. Him working with Tyler Shuck during the off season, fishing with him, catching passes, working out, definitely helping. I don't say he's the best fourth or fifth option. I'm thinking he probably sixth. I don't think the Saints drafted those 3 wide receivers in the draft to leave them open to a waiver wire spot. You see what I'm saying? So at probably more than likely, the Saints could possibly keep 6 wide receivers if you think about it. They might be kicking in. We'll see how it all ends, but you can never have too many great wide receivers. Remember what happened to us last year with all of the injuries to not only the running back room, but to the wide receiver room. We were decimated. So Kellen Moore could be tooling up that's what I think he's doing with the wide receiver room, creating all this competition. Bringing 3 wide receivers last year, like the article spoke about, and then drafting 3 this year. He changed the room within that time span. So the hunger is never gone. It's always there. He says it's always going to be there. A lot of these guys, he says, pretty much everybody in here is hungry as well. We got a big old plate and everybody is going to have the opportunity to go out there and eat. The shoulder injury that erased Polk's 25 campaign is hopefully a thing of the past. He praised the training staff for making him feel like himself again throughout the rehabilitation process and said everything is great now in respect to his body. So that's good. He welcomed the opportunity to come to New Orleans while brought him closer to his hometown of Lufkin, Texas, but he mostly stayed in New Orleans this offseason to work on his recovery, which also afforded him the opportunity to get a head start on refining his connection with Tyler Shuck. Y'all remember seeing the pictures of him fishing and all this kind of stuff. That might be paying dividends now for both Saints and Polk, who is grateful for the fresh slate to show what he can be as a professional. I feel like I'm supposed to be here. For them bringing me in here and having the trust and seeing the player that I am capable of being speaks a lot. I just want to go out there each and every day and show them they made the right decision in bringing me here. So Ja'Lynn Polk, a phenomenal, talented wide receiver. If y'all hadn't seen him, because you got to go back, because it's few plays you see him make in NFL the last couple of years. But if you really want to see what he was, you go back and look at his Washington Husky film when he was there with Michael Penix as the quarterback, one of his top weapons. Romeo Uduzzi, I think, was there playing alongside him, but Polk became a 2nd overall pick by the Patriots because of what he was able to do. He don't have a high 40 time, didn't run a good 40, but he's super talented. Really good route runner, does a decent job of blocking, catches a lot, love his temperament. He's wearing that number 13. That's the Mike Thomas number. And to wear that number, you got to have some attitude. Mike Thomas had attitude, and the same thing, puffing up your chest and pointing and pumping your fists and throwing. That's what Ja'Lynn Polk brings. So if anybody looking early and say, Q, who could be one of these players if we're going to go into summer practice, ultimately into late July, when the camp that means something, who should we be looking out for offense to make some noise? This guy, Ja'Lynn Polk. Like I said, he's already has an instant chemistry with Tyler Shuck. Of course, he'll be doing a lot of practicing with the backups, meaning he'll be having opportunities to be going. He'll be probably practicing with Spencer Rattler. But when he gets an opportunity to get in there, he's going to make some plays. And he's going to challenge and push guys in that wide receiver situation. And he could very well be, because he got every incentive in his 3rd year here to show up and show out. And the guy is incredibly talented. It's just a matter of time to see what he does offensively. So y'all keep an eye on this guy. Also, another guy to keep an eye on that a lot of people ain't talking about is Ty Chandler, the running back that the Saints picked up from the Minnesota Vikings. Ty Chandler is one of these people that the Saints signed. We didn't really get a lot of fanfare from Ty Chandler because we have a deep running back room. He kind of snuck in on that thing. But let me tell you something. That guy there is going to be an interesting player for you as well. To talk about 5'11", 205. speed demon, can catch the ball out the backfield. I remember when we played the Minnesota Vikings, Ty Chandler had a solid game against us. And the Saints picking this man up to bring him in here. He's in his 5th year out of North Carolina. And I think you guys going to understand that this guy could be really big for us. Last year, he had 21 catches for the Minnesota Vikings and on 25 targets. So he can catch the ball out the backfield. The most rushing yards he had was back in 2023. He had 461 yards, average 4.5 yards per carry, and 3 rushing touchdowns that year. But he's another one of these players that is extremely fast on the field, catches the ball, does his thing. He will be among the mix and just throwing a little somebody in there to keep an eye on before outside of Ja'Lynn Polk to talk about, man. But that's just a few of the guys. So nonetheless, that's what I got for y'all on this broadcast. Y'all hit the like button and fill in the comment section. Let me know how y'all feel about some of these things that we talked about in the broadcast. Thoughts on what you heard from Chase Young, thoughts on what you heard about Cesar Ruiz, on Ja'Lynn Polk. Fill in the comment section. Let me know and hype the stream. Hit the subscribe button as well as we push to get 15 large. We're getting very close to that. I appreciate the new subscribers. Shout out to the Patreon and YouTube membership family as well. And let me know how you guys feel about these topics that we covered in the broadcast, man. Like I said, it's a lot of good energy happening. This is truth time because we're going to see a lot of players needing to step their game up. Carl Granderson, all these other guys, which would, it's different things going to happen. It's a good energy. The team is looking, and it's not no energy like, oh yeah, we're going to be patient. That's not what they're doing. They're going to downplay it a bit. And even some of the national people are understanding when they get a good close look at what the Saints are doing, what's about to happen here. The Saints are in the NFC South. The NFC South is not a juggernaut division that if you own your stuff, you can go from worst to first in one season. We've seen, this standard thing where it takes multiple years to build. No, the Saints are not doing that. They understand this guy is 26 years old at the quarterback position. They need to swing and go for it now. So as soon as they recognized him as the quarterback, they immediately start to assemble things around him. Chase Young see it, and all other Saints do it. So we'll see exactly how it is. Got a lot of practices. There's the fourth phase of the OTAs coming up this weekend. We'll be all over that as well. And then ultimately, we got a few more things, and we'll go on a 30-day break before the big camp starts in late July. We're already in the month of June, fam. It's already early June. That's crazy, but football will be here as soon as you know it. As soon as you know it, football will be here. That's all I got for y'all, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hype the stream, hit the notification bell as well for future content. And I'm going to holler at y'all on the next one. Much love, peace, and who that too.
Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that?
Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with TheHootitDaily.com. your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit the WhoDatDaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation. Stay in the NO.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below or in the chat.